time. Our higher faculties, school teaches nothing about them. Many seminars don't teach you much about them. We talk about you becoming what you think about, but you've got to go further than that. Most people live through their senses because we're programmed to do that. Literally, we're programmed genetically and then environmentally to go by what we hear, see, smell, taste, touch. But you know, I have a dog at home that can hear, see, smell, taste, touch. All animal life operates through senses. We've been created in God's image. We have these higher faculties. We are creative beings, literally. We have perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, and intuition. They're the faculties that make us separate from everything else. Like, all the other little creatures on the planet are completely at home in their environment. We're the only creature that's totally disoriented in our environment. And that's because we've been given the faculties to create our own environment.
Right.
But we've never been taught how to use them. Now, we teach that in our company. We teach how to develop your perception, the will. You change your perception, you change your life.
Yeah.
You know, and the will. When John Kennedy asked Dr. Wernher von Braun what it would take to build a rocket that would carry a person to the moon, bring him back safely to Earth, von Braun said, he answered him in 5 words. He said, the will to do it. Now, many people would hear that and don't really understand what he said. The ability to hold that picture on the screen of your mind and nothing else, because the will is what gives you the ability to concentrate. Energy flows to and through you. Through concentration, you increase the amplitude of vibration when the energy leaves you. That's how absentee healing's done, through the will. You know, a practitioner will hold the idea, and they'll have the subject relax, be very quiet. They transfer that thought right into the person's subjective mind, and so it affects the body.
Yeah.
Well, the will is very important. So we've got to understand these things, you know. Intuition. I can walk by a person and, like, I could tell, as soon as I walked in the room, I know exactly what you're like. You operate, you probably studied this, but you operate from almost evenly between the right and left hemisphere of your brain. You've got an interesting mix in your personality.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that, but,
sure.
You know, I could feel that. You're almost an even balance between the two. And, you know, as I say that, I'm trying to figure out more one than the other, and I don't think you are. Well, your intuition will do that. Because your intuition is a mental faculty that picks up vibration and translates it in your mind. It's through intuition that you get answers to your questions. Like you asked a question, the opposite side of question is an answer. It's the equal and opposite side. So our answer comes with our question, but we're not tuned in to pick it up, you know. Like every question is an answer. Well, the imagination, of course, it's everything.
Yeah.
So you get these higher faculties and you get using them, and I started to learn how to use these. And I started to see that we've got so much going for us that we never hear about. School doesn't teach us. Our parents don't teach us. You go to work for a company, they don't teach you. So the odds of learning it are really slim, you know. And it's the reason there's so few people that really are successful in life. Because there's only one problem in the whole world, and that's ignorance. We didn't know we had them. See, people talk about perception, but they don't see it as a mental faculty. You know, it's just a word. If I have a challenge, there's something I'm really struggling with, I've learned how I'll take and I'll write it out on a piece of paper as clear as I can, as if I was going to give it to you and then you'll understand the same as I understand the problem. I'll put it in the middle of a table and I'll sit and look at it. And I'll keep asking, now, is that problem in me or is it on the paper? Is it in me? And I'll work until I get it on the paper, get it out of myself.
For example, what do you mean, like a problem that you might...
Well, anything that I'm trying to figure out, maybe how to improve a particular seminar I'm just not happy with. And I've been doing it for a long time, you know.
So you would write down...
Yeah, write down
the problem
any
is the
problem
seminar.
you've got. I don't care what the problem is. Maybe you're short of money. You're not having enough money.
Right.
Write that down.
Right.
You know, you're short of money for a purpose. You were wanting to buy a building or something.
So you look at the paper and then you ask yourself,
is the problem in me or is it on the paper? And you work until you get it on the paper. Get it out of yourself. So you can look at it objectively like a stranger would. And then go and sit on the other side of the table. And I may say, now, you know, how would Lewis Howes look at this?
Yeah.
How would he handle this? I may go sit at the end of the table and literally move physically and say, how would Earl Nightingale handle this? How would he see this? I may say, how would Napoleon Hill go somewhere else? And the person doesn't have to be alive. They could be dead.
Right.
Their energy's not dead. It's
Yeah.
always here. And, well, what you're doing is shifting your perception. As you change your perception, you eliminate the problem. The answer's there. But you've got to get in harmony with it. You know? So any one of them, you take any one of them. The will, like we were talking, the will. If somebody's standing behind you, let's say in a mall, and they're staring at you, you feel them staring at you, don't you?
Yeah.
Why? Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. And when a person's staring, they're concentrating, they're sending such a powerful charge of energy at your brain that you start to feel it. You turn around, sure as hell, there's somebody there staring at you. Concentration increases amplitude of vibration. There's a power flowing to and through us all the time. It never stops. You can photograph the energy leaving the body. Well, concentration increases it, makes it more powerful. So whatever you concentrate on, you're giving more energy to. Emerson said the only thing can grow is the thing you give energy to. So as you start to learn how to utilize these higher faculties, you start to learn how to improve the quality of your life. And you start to see why you're God's highest form of creation. You know, it's like I don't see God as a man on a cloud.
Right.
Just going to answer my questions for me. You know, a great author one time said, God will feed every bird, but he's not going to put food in their nest. You got to do it. You know, God's not going to do it for us. We got to do it.
Yeah.
And so we've got these higher faculties. We've got to learn how to utilize them.
Which